I'm about to buy a bigger table for this room, man.
What, you don't like this table?
I just feel like if we were a little bit further apart, there wouldn't be so much laptop.
Check.
I feel like that's part of the problem is that I'm also using a laptop all the time. I feel like I should just fucking... But
check.
Keyboard, I don't know.
I've been trying not to use it as much just because, like, I feel like I don't know. I don't really look that much up during when we're talking anyways.
I only use it because I have to.
Got that soundboard?
Yeah.
From Rixie, this is Debuff, and I'm your host, Steve Skeels.
Hey, boys. It's been a while since we've been in this room and with these headphones on.
It has.
This is episode 93, you said?
93.
93? It's been at least a month.
Yeah, it's been.
Like
1 week.
What's this?
I feel like.
It's been 6 weeks. It's been 1 week
Since we got
since we've
together.
been in the podcast room.
Yeah, it's been quite a while. And I think it's worth explaining. You guys both got COVID.
We had COVID right after Christmas.
Which
Yep.
we took the week
We took
of
the week
Christmas off.
The week of Christmas off.
Yeah, we played those games, and I was like, that's a great way to end the year.
Yep. And
You
we're
know.
never going to do this podcast again.
Yeah, and I was like, let's kill it, you know? Let's kill it.
And so that happened. And then it was like family was in town. And
Yeah. It was
then you guys had somebody in the family get COVID. So we were a little bit scared.
It was basically like Omicron just like slapped
Yeah.
like Virginia.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
My
mean, I think
sisters
it's
got it,
everywhere, but yeah.
and you guys got it, and I was like, it's not worth risking it. You know, we had a long, busy year, so
Yeah.
I think we're good.
But I mean, now that we've taken so much time off, we've got quite a bit to talk about.
So much.
I have, something that I want to do on the podcast. So maybe we could just talk about that first.
Yeah, dude.
Go for it, dude.
I know, Mason, you don't care as much as Steve does, or even I do.
What's this?
But I found Digimon cards at Target. And so I figured we could all open one up while we were
Okay,
sitting
I
here.
like it.
Thanks.
Picasso.
Okay, I like it, Picasso.
What's
I don't,
this?
I
I feel like I shouldn't open these because I think one of you guys should. I won't appreciate this much as you guys.
But I
mean-
feel like it's a fun experience still,
All right, you're right.
You can just be like, who the fuck is this?
What are these side things for?
So you can slide you can just, I think,
Is that what you?
I don't know.
Oh.
So you don't have to rip
Yeah.
all the cards.
So you don't have to rip the nice artwork.
Yeah. So I had a couple things
What's
I wanted
this?
to say. Is do you guys think that Digimon will make a comeback in the United States? And the reason I asked that is because I've seen some tweets about people who are like, yeah, I'm collecting
Double diamond.
collecting Digimon cards now, and I'm playing the game, and someone reached out to me after I saw him in Target and was like, you should download the app. It'll teach you how to play, and then I can, give you
What's
some
this?
pointers. I don't think it will, but
I think it could, but I don't think it will.
yeah. I think the cards look really fucking cool.
I'm worried I'm gonna hurt the cards opening it.
I mean, I feel like I like Digimon a lot, and I just don't really ever feel like it's going to be more popular than Pokemon.
I don't think it will
yeah.
ever be more popular than
Making
Pokemon.
a comeback. I mean, maybe,
I got a
but
Skull
these-
Greymon, dude.
are any of these people talking? That's sick. I got a cool
Is it a hollow rare?
Yeah.
Tamer card. I got
I don't
Sora
know.
and Mimi Tachikawa.
I also got Ancient
Couple of the-
Troymon. Is that
couple
what
of
your
things.
hollow was?
And
Make sure it's in the light.
Yeah, I'm trying to.
Just point it up a little bit.
and Machmon. He's a little race car.
Sorry, my little stubby little fingers couldn't open it.
Look, I really
Dude,
like.
Bakumon.
This was the word Greymon. Skull Greymon. I mean,
Dude,
I always
Ferrismon.
thought that Digimon was cool.
Judgment.
I know that I've given you shit about.
I mean, I just
Pokemon's
don't really
better.
like Pokemon. It's
know.
not like I even really play that many Digimon games.
Sure.
I just think
Then I got Bulkmon.
a lot of Digimon are cool. I mean, I could see it making a comeback, but I feel like they don't really. I don't know, advertise the way that they should if they want to do that. These people you're saying that are, I don't know, maybe making it feel like
Oh, I got
to
some
you that
hollows.
there's a big like popularity boost or something. Did they not like Digimon before? Are they just getting it back into it now because they saw the cards? Like,
Ooh,
I got 2 hollows.
hell yeah. So
who's
did
that
I.
one?
Azulong Mon. Do they all end in Mon?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is that the vibe?
Yeah. Okay, so were they called Digivices?
Yeah.
Okay, so that's the other thing is I remember you a while back were like, I pre-ordered a Digivice. I'm getting it. It's this re-release of what it was. And how much did you pay?
I don't know.
Yeah.
It wasn't that much, but the ones that I really wanted
Were the
were like way newer versions, and they were like $100. But I was looking at importing them from
Wanna see
Japan.
my cards.
But I don't remember what I paid. I mean, they're only like $30 or something, aren't they? The ones you got, it might have been discounted. but-
What's this?
say that again.
I feel like the version of the ones you got that I also have are only like $30 or something.
Yeah, so I got the one from I did buy one.
Oh, the Tamagotchi.
Yeah, so I did buy one, and this is almost the exact same color that I had when I was a kid, except mine was a darker green with a gray little pink thing and gray buttons. It was $20.
Was that
and-
Target?
Yeah, I mean that's what I just feel like this. This was the same packaging.
Yeah, it's
It's the exact same toy.
well,
I mean, I don't know about
yeah,
the toy,
no, it's a re-release, right?
Yeah.
But they did update like some of the Digimon and stuff in it. You can get, I think.
yeah, well, right. But you know what I'm. Trying
Yeah,
to
I mean it's the same shit, but
Anyway, to me, I think that it's really cool that they're doing this. I feel like it's really cool that Bandai is trying something with their IP that didn't take off back then. I would like to see it succeed, and I am interested in trying to play the card game. If you want to look at these, you can.
Yeah, these look so
so no,
much like
you-
Pokemon packs.
I mean,
You
I think
know?
that's the standard for. I think Magic cards do the same too. Yeah,
Um,
I really like Digimon just because I feel like the art style is
sorry.
cool. I liked the show a lot because it was like more of a classic anime type thing where like there is a. I mean, you know, Pokemon's got its story, but Digimon was all about the characters, and the Digimon themselves had personality. They were like their best friends,
yeah,
and the stuff they went on. You know, people die in Digimon. You know, stuff gets crazy. I always liked that a lot, and I felt like the designs were cool. Like Pokemon does have a lot of cool design, like characters and stuff, but I don't know, something about the fact that they all, I feel like, have to be like a specific animal, and I know there's some things that aren't. Especially nowadays, they've gotten weird, but that always didn't really draw me in because it was like, oh, it's a flaming lizard or whatever.
It's a dog.
Like, not to say that a lot of the Digimon aren't, but they always did a lot of stuff, and I like the Digi-evolutions they had, and it was like Dragon Ball Z, where if you didn't know, it'd be like, well, can he go one more step further and like transform into something even cooler? So it was always kind of hype, but I don't know. I mean, they're doing some cool games. There's like a strategy RPG for Digimon coming out. That looks pretty cool. I'll probably get that. I mean, they still make a lot of stuff, but I think part of it was, as I think I've mentioned on here and definitely to you guys, that Digimon was originally competing with Tamagotchi. It wasn't a Pokemon clone until
I didn't know that.
yeah, those came out as a way to like Tamagotchis were cool, but it was like cute pet. Digimon was like I feel like the edgy,
Yeah.
like you can battle and it's monsters. They're not just
yeah,
little
like
cute,
little
animal
animals.
things.
Yeah.
So they did that, and then obviously, you know, it blew up into something more because probably Pokemon got so successful that they thought they could do the same. But a lot of the early games and stuff were very much in the roots of their Tamagotchi days, where you would get a Digimon and you had to train it and take care of it and do stuff similar to what you do with the Tamagotchi. And a lot of the later games changed and are more just like RPG Pokemon type.
Yeah,
stuff.
I mean, I've always thought that I mean, I feel like Pokemon doesn't really have any competitor, which is why, other than Digimon and Yu-Gi-Oh, which is why it succeeds so much. And I think Pokemon is the only one that does it in a cutesy way, where Digimon, there are some cute ones, but I mean, it's 9
Yeah.
times out of 10 the artwork is not Pikachu. You know what I mean?
Yeah, like Lena wouldn't have seen that and been like, "Oh my
Exactly.
gosh!"
And then same with Yu-Gi-Oh. I mean, it's either a fucking crazy looking, or it's Dark Magician girl with,
She cute.
with you know what I'm saying, with titties though.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not like that, but
Yeah.
I will say though, I feel like even what you're saying, I don't know that. I mean, Digimon, I could see people seeing it as a competitor. Yu-Gi-Oh in the guard game space, but none of these, like Pokemon just does so much. It's like multimedia bullshit now that like no one can really compete with that. I mean, there are
Yeah, I guess
games
I see that.
where Tim had asked me, like, why can't I just get into Pokemon now? He's like, get into it 22 years too late or whatever. And
Well,
I mean,
we went together to pick up Pokemon because we were like, we're both gonna get it. Let's go get it. And so we went to Target.
Pokemon Legends. Is it Arceus or is it Arceus?
I don't know. I thought
it is
was
Arceus. I thought it was too, but in the trailers they
Arceus?
say Arceus.
All right, we got Legends Arceus.
So we did buy it.
It's been out for what, 2-3 days?
But before you go and just
sorry,
talk all about
sorry.
the game, can
No. Yes,
Okay, go
you
ahead.
can. No, you can. But I want to say something that's not.
Yeah,
about
go
the game.
ahead.
Anyway, no, keep going.
No, you were telling a story. I just didn't want to. I thought you were about to get into your
No,
reviews.
so we went to the store to pick it up
Yeah.
and got like, I don't know how to say grilled, but like we got talked at by the guy who was checking us out about how the game was and how good it is, and like he loves Pokemon and all this, and not shitting on or gatekeeping here, but he was going on and on and telling us how we're really going to need to read the instructions because it's a lot different than any other Pokemon game. Come to find out afterwards, he was like, "Yeah, I started with Let's Go Eevee, which came out 2019."
Yeah, it's like, bro.
So I was like, "You've been playing Pokemon for 2 years,
yeah.
3 years,
yeah,
and you're
Like,
telling
you're
me
a noob, King.
you're telling me I'm gonna have to read the instructions?"
yeah, because it's like Pokemon. It's Let's Go
Baby's
Eevee.
baby's second RPG.
Yeah.
Let's Go Eevee was different than even
Yeah,
Sword and
yeah,
Shield. So.
Yeah,
Exactly.
And so I'm again not trying to gatekeep or say that I don't appreciate that he's now into Pokemon. He was definitely older than me and him. He said that when it came out, he was in high school when Pokemon Red came out.
That's what Matt said. He was like, I tried it, but at that time I was just
and
playing other stuff. I didn't.
I think that's really cool that he's willing to give it a shot and get into it now. But it was just kind of, I don't know, kind of rubbed me the wrong way.
Yeah, I mean, he's telling, dude, you should read the instructions. You should read the manual. It doesn't
Yeah.
come with it.
And
Like, obviously, you're gonna play through the tutorials. I don't.
Yeah, dude. I mean, that's what's funny is
Like, they're not gonna hold your
I
hand.
learned everything I needed to know in the first 15 minutes of the
Yeah.
game, and I'm fine.
I was like,
You sure about that?
So,
I was like-
Well,
You
yeah,
sure
what were you
about
saying
that's
about
not why?
Arceus?
not that. I just
You sure
because I
about
was asking
that?
my friends like if they were gonna get it, and Tim asked or just told me he's like get into Pokemon.
Yeah.
It's late, but why not? And I'm not that interested. I missed the wave. I couldn't read when we were playing Red and Blue, so I
dude,
don't
I
know what to
couldn't read
do.
either.
I'm just saying, Sean like played through. It's whatever, and
Sorry, that's Tanner. Sorry about
That's
that.
pretty loud.
So I just kind of got, I don't know, I just pushed to the side, and I never really cared that much for the monster collecting. I feel like that's the big draw of it, really. And then I said if I was going to play one, I would, a monster collecting RPG, I'd play Shin Megami Tensei, which is similar-ish. You go and collect demons and stuff and do turn-based battles. So there's other games that I'd rather play, and there are games like that do something similar to Pokemon in a different way in terms of the games, which is, the video games where Pokemon started, right?
Yeah.
So to me, I see there are other competitors. They're just never going to be as good because it's not as, I don't know if I want to say, what's the word? Welcoming. Like the audience that it's trying to reach is more niche than Pokemon.
Yeah.
Most games have to try to do something a little more niche. They had what was the game Yokai Watch? You've seen those
Yeah.
games, which is
Yeah.
pretty much Pokemon as far as I know.
And Bakugan too. That
Yeah.
popped off, but I really feel like I didn't know anything about that.
I mean, that's because that game was like the rolling the
Dice.
ball things.
Yeah, I
don't-
mean, Yu-Gi-Oh tried with the fucking
Dungeon Dice Monsters.
Dungeon Dice Monsters. I mean, it's just weird to me that like the '90s was an entirely a collectathon. Like every video game, Banjo-Kazooie, fucking Mario, and then you had Crazy Bones and all those fucking like stupid little things that you'd buy from the store, right? And then Pokemon, which in essence is a collectathon.
Well, I will say that there's still a lot of that now with like toys and whatnot.
But why is that the one that's stuck around for 25 plus years? Because is it because Pikachu's cute? Or there are cute Pokemon?
I mean, I think...
Or is it because there are
I think objectively it's a good game.
Okay, all right. I mean, that's all I wanted to hear. That's my theory as well.
Yeah.
I think that they release them all the time, and it's like, whether or not they're upgrades to the last one or whatever, it's not like Digimon has a new title every year that you can go and see on the shelf, and it's like trying to compete. I just feel like I don't think that Yu-Gi-Oh!, Bakugan, Digimon, any of those have as big of a following for some reason. And I really feel like it boils down to, is it because there are adorable Pokemon? Like, that is what attracts me to the game. I just feel like you're comparing these when, like, Yu-Gi-Oh!, if you want to get into that, it's a card game.
Okay, fair.
So if you don't like card games, you're automatically not interested. Bakugan, I don't even know what the video games are like. All I know is it's rolling the balls and they pop out. I don't even know how the game works, to be honest with you, because it just seems like a lot. It's more similar to like a Beyblade type thing to me. So I think back to your point, there's just nothing that does compete with
maybe that's
Pokemon in the same space, and they're so big. They have been. You have a kid, and what are you doing? You're showing her Pokemon because, like, even if she didn't see it at the store, she was going to see it around you. So I just feel like it's perpetuating through the new generation still.
I guess I wanted to start that conversation because I do want to talk about Arceus.
Yeah, go ahead.
And I'm sure you have some things to say, but I only have like 2 things to say.
Yeah, I want to talk about some of these sounds, but yes, I agree. I have a lot to say, but it's not negative.
Yeah. So I will start with the only negative thing. And Mason, please remind me to send you the clip that you're going to put on screen now.
Okay.
Of when you are walking up a hill. Like, what the fuck is that? Okay, so I recorded a video on my Switch, and it, for some reason, when you're walking up an incline, no matter how potentially steep the incline is, it depends on, I guess, whatever polygon your foot is on, you go into this like super slow walking animation. And it's like really fucking slow, but you can dodge and just like do a fucking roll out of the slow walking animation and like jump up the hill. But every fucking time.
But there's no jump button.
So you have this dodge like roll button, which is like Dark Souls fucking. So I feel like when I'm trying to get up, I'm just spamming roll in Dark Souls or fucking jump in Skyrim.
Yeah.
And I don't understand why. Like, because walking around, everything else about the game feels fine, except for walking up inclines. And then there was one other thing I said felt a little bit janky.
When you jump down on an incline?
Oh, yeah. When you roll off of an incline, for some reason, you just like float down. Like, it just looks fucking stupid. So that I also recorded a clip of, which will be on screen.
I'll play both of them. I think, I don't know why they wouldn't just give you the ability to jump, because there's a lot of hills that I've played a lot more than him, and I've found hills that I'm like, how am I supposed to get up this otherwise? You know?
And it's like you got to jankly get up there, which he showed me. Like, and that's the thing. It's like there's one area, which is where I recorded this, is that there's an incline to get up to this like plateau, and there's nothing up there.
Yeah.
But I can get up there. Why did they just make it so I can't climb up there?
Can I ask, would that be any different, like if you were on a flying Pokemon? Can you land wherever, or how does that work?
I think that's true. He showed me the riding Pokemon, and there's still a little jank there.
So, I mean, minor spoilers, like you get to ride.
Yeah, sorry.
Pokemon.
I should have warned
No,
you.
but it's fine.
It's in the
I'll
trailers,
put it on screen.
and why would you not expect that?
Yeah,
in
it's
every
in the
other game
trailers. You get to ride like what looks like a reindeer. It's called Weirdeer, and he can bound pretty high. And then there's another one, but he can't jump.
I think there's
it's
a flying
almost like,
one, and I think there's a swimming one.
Yeah, which I haven't gotten to yet.
Because
in the
we were
trailers.
talking. Yeah, I remember the trailer of the reason I said that is because he jumps out of the water on this swimming Pokemon and throws a ball and catches a Pokemon. So, I think that's part of it. But I just don't. You're probably right. But why can I walk up there then? If I'm not supposed to get up there, they should make it so
you're
I
not
can't.
supposed to be able to jump up shit in Skyrim, really. But they're not going to go in there and like put just an invisible wall.
So
you
that's the
literally
thing, though.
Can't do it.
There's an invisible wall wherever there's rivers.
Okay, well,
So-
I mean, so you don't just drown, so you don't
I-
walk on the
but
water.
You can walk in weighted areas.
Look,
and-
it's bizarre.
Okay,
It's
so there's just some
bizarre.
weird janky parts about movement in the game. That is
Yeah.
my only and what I will say is I should have prefaced with this. All of that being said, it is a great game, otherwise amazing. And if this is the direction we're going, I am super happy. If there's another Pokemon Legends game that comes out that fixes those things, it's going to be a perfect game. I really feel like a lot of the complaints that I had with Pokemon games and that what made it hard for me to want to continue to play them is like how long it takes to get into a battle, how long it takes after the battle. Like so many fucking small things that now are just fluid. When you throw a Pokemon at a wild Pokemon, battle's instant. You can run around while you're battling, and the minute it's over, you just run off. Like there's no.
It's so many quality of life improvements.
Yeah, I mean
My
it's.
son.
It's
You don't have to
incredible.
get into a battle to try and catch a Pokemon, which I thought was cool because like lower level ones, you can just chuck balls at them all day and catch them every time.
Yeah, that's what my coworker was saying. That he was like, yeah, you don't even really have to like. He said this game feels more like it's about catching than really the battling
Yeah.
part. Like you do get into fights, but he said most of the time he walks around and tries to.
I always
Catch
try and catch
Pokemon
them
without-
first, and if they pop out, then I'll go to if there's two of them, I'll try this next one, and if that doesn't work, I'll battle them. And I mean, I feel like it's kind of like Pokemon Go plus any of the old
Yeah.
Pokemon games with elements of Pokemon Snap, because you were always supposed to in Pokemon Snap get like, hey, get a photo of Charmander doing this thing, and you had to throw an apple at him. Well, in this, you have to do Pokedex, what are
Yeah,
they called?
entries or
Entries,
something?
which
Yeah.
is like, catch 2 of this, or see this Pokemon do this move 3 times. And so you do those to complete the Pokedex for that.
Yeah, I heard about that, which I think is cool.
Yeah, and then I feel like that to me is very Pokemon Snap. And I think this is the first time since Pokemon Red I've been like, holy shit, this is a completely different take on Pokemon, or like the main story or the main type of Pokemon game. Like, Hey Pikachu, or what's the other? Pokemon Snap.
Pokemon Mystery Dungeon.
Pokemon Mystery Dungeon. Those I think are more spin-offs and not
Yeah. anything
that's ever been groundbreaking, where I feel like this game is groundbreaking. And that's the end of my rant. That's all I really wanted to say. I'm a little sad about the jankiness about walking uphill, but that's my only complaint. I purposely am not going to complain about graphics or performance because it is on the Switch, and I understand this is the first attempt. It's not amazing, but I think it's worth playing, and I'm not going to cry about that.
Jeez, nuts.
I got some Halo sounds. I agree with almost everything he's saying.
Except what?
There's like 1 or 2 other things that are weird. Like, so there's like in the second zone that you get to, there's these things called like time rifts where like crazy Pokemon will show up that are not in the map, and dude, they can fucking gang up on you. And you can go.
Dude, I got ganged up
I
on.
got ganged up 3-1.
Yeah.
By like 3 top level Pokemon, and I can't throw out another one.
Yeah, that I do not like that you can't toss out another.
It's like I'm
Pokemon.
fighting 3
But
Ponytails at once.
I straight up ran when that happened to me because I was trying to catch one, and then 2 others were like, "Hey, I see you fighting," so they can't yeah.
Which I realize that's like more realistic, which I think is cool because you really have to be like, can I battle these 3 Pokemon? But like it was like in this time rift where like it was a Porygon, it was like the evolution of Drifloom, and like the second evolve of another one, and I was like getting rocked, and I was like, they're each taking a turn, and then I take 1 turn. You know what I mean? It's like, so I don't like that, but that doesn't happen that often. But I mean, like he said, I mean, this game is just such an extension of the play style. Like, it's not like you wake up at your mom's. Every game is you wake up at your mom's house, you go find Professor Oak or Professor whoever, and he, helps you get your first Pokemon, and then you walk down the route and you battle your first gym. And it's like not that at all. There's no gyms. There's trainers, but they're
And you level up your research skill instead
You're
of
not
getting
level-
badges. I feel like, which is I think
Yeah.
because there's a certain amount of research stars.
so there's like a badge thing,
can
but
give
it's
that
not
trash.
badges. It's like it's like going up against these Pokemon, but I don't know. I just we said we weren't going to say it, but like they took every page out of Breath of the Wild. I mean, it's like
Yeah, I was
the
like, I
inventory
purposely don't wanna say-
system,
There's
the
a lot of
crafting,
similarities.
the music has like this like really free flowing like jazz piano, just like fucking Breath of the Wild, like, which is not bad. Breath of the Wild is a fucking great game.
I think they took really good elements of that game, and I said it before you got here, and I was like, when I talk about it, I purposely don't want to compare it to that because I feel like everyone's saying that.
Yeah, okay, but then you get to sit here and tell me that Elden Ring's about to be fucking Breath of the Wild, Dark Souls.
Okay, but
Fuck
you know I'm pulling your leg a little
I know,
bit.
but
Is it though?
But no. So I agree though. I mean, it is very much Pokemon of the Wild or Breath of the Pokemon, whichever you prefer. And I think that
Breath
there's
of the
really
Arceus.
really good elements of it. I mean,
What's this?
you open up that you're like, oh my god. He's like, you fell out of the sky. I don't know why you're here. And then you go and find a fucking cell phone, like a tablet,
Yeah.
just like the Sheikah Slate. And then you walk out and it's like this open world that you like. It's exactly the same fucking opening as. Breath
just
of
look
the
at the
Wild.
box art.
The box art, yep, exactly. I mean, I will say they didn't do the open worldness as well as Breath of the Wild did, in my opinion, where
No.
like you walk into a town and then you go to leave the town and it's like, hey, do you want to go to this area? And you click yes, and
Yeah,
now
it's-
you're in that area.
it's open zone. It's
Yes, exactly. Which I'm not mad about,
The
but
zones are huge.
they're enormous.
Yeah.
I was thinking that it was going to be more along the lines of like Breath of the Wild, where it's seamless. Even talking to other people seems like a cutscene. Like you walk up to someone and the screen goes black, and then it comes back, and you're now having a conversation with them, which I kind of find annoying. It doesn't feel as free or like as seamless. But I mean, those are, like I said, I think that if this is the starting point, that we can only go up from this point. Like I think those will all be fixed in either bug fixes or in version 2 of Pokemon Legends, whatever comes
Yeah,
after
like
Arceus 2.
fucking Groudon or something. Yeah, just like the seamlessness and the quality. So like, for those who have never played a Pokemon game, you get into a battle. The person walks up to you, or the Pokemon does the little animation. It comes up. Both Pokemon get shown on screen, like boom, boom.
It's like, so-and-so wants to battle.
Yeah, and it's like, let's battle. And then you both choose a move, and then one does, and then like there's some like status updates and shit. And then you kill the other one, and then it's like it plays a little jingle, and then you get your
this
EXP.
many experience, this many here's an item you collected. Fucking like
yeah.
7 items, like 7 things that show up.
Cut to black, raise up, and you're back in the game.
And then you continue to walk 3 feet, and if it's
happens
an older
again.
game, you don't see when you're hitting an encounter like fucking every other fucking RPG. And then
Not
you're
true, but
almost every other RPG.
This
From the
game-
time
This game
Pokemon.
was like,
talking about Pokemon Red.
no, I'm
that
saying
is all fucking waste of time. Like, you
That's
see
hours.
a Pokemon, you see a tree, whatever, throw it, battle starts instantly. There's no cutscenes, there's no like bullshit. It zooms in on the Pokemon once, comes back out. The entire time you can run around. You don't
Yeah.
even have to stay there.
That's what I thought was cool. Is like you can sit. The first battle that they make you do, I stood in between the 2 Pokemon
Yeah.
just to see what would happen, and they just fight through you. It's
Yeah.
like-
and as soon as you like deal the final blow, like as soon as you've pressed A, you can just go do whatever else, because it's like it's gonna end and it's gonna zip back to your Pokeball.
oh yeah.
It's just like
And then catching them, dude, you don't even need to fucking go and pick up the ball.
No,
it's just like if you hear the sound and you know you caught it. If you don't hear it, you have to turn around and figure out, why didn't I catch that? I have to battle
it's
it.
just
or whatever.
like they were like, and then the EXP. So that was a huge thing. It's like waiting for all these. Like, I just played Diamond, and it's like so and so leveled up, so and so. It's like takes like a minute and a half to get back to the game. And this one, it just shows you a tiny little thing where it's like you're still running. It's just so smart.
I just want to say, besides the like all the battles happening in the overworld, I just feel like all the complaints you have are very much like turn-based RPG complaints. All you're saying about you get into it, it shows your guys, you
Yeah.
know, floating screen, whatever, fuck, combat, see all your stuff. But I know it's still rougher than what a lot of games that do that are, which we could, you know, I don't need to give examples, but it doesn't need to show the experience doing.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, I feel like that. You're right. It is a Tales of problem. It's a every fucking RPG problem, in my opinion. Is how much time is wasted in between transitioning from battle to open world.
That's something that I'm glad they're doing. I mean, Pokemon battles always themselves go pretty fast unless you get into some shit, I guess, against harder enemies or whatever.
Yeah.
But most of the time, a wild Pokemon encounter, you're not spending
Because
like
you're only
6
fighting
turns.
one, right?
Yeah, but
That's
one
still
thing I
annoying
do-
that it's every 6
Yeah.
fucking seconds in those older games.
But that's what I was going to say. I like random encounters, but I have gotten around to enjoying where you can see them so that there's an element of like, I just can run past these guys
Yeah.
if I don't care. And I do feel like a lot of games now are doing things that mean you can get through a battle really quickly. I feel like sometimes they just build it into the way the game plays, but I forget what they're called, but one of Square's studios, like Tokyo Game Project, that made Bravely Default, and I think they did what's it called, Octopath? I don't remember, but anyways, with Bravely Default, like you can increase the combat speed to a ridiculous amount because they know you don't want to just sit there, so you can turn it up like all the way and just fuck people up like in 5 seconds, even though you just did 10 turns. They had stuff like you can turn on or off random encounters or put it at a scale where you have like times 200%.
I think that more games need to do stuff like that, or do what Arceus is doing, or what like Tales of is doing with like you can see the enemies, but also kind of figure out a way to make that more seamless. I mean, I think the Pokemon one is cool because more enemies can gang up on you, right? Right? Like instead of running into a single enemy in an RPG, and it turns into 5. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I do.
You see them walk up and they're like, okay, now I need to fucking run. I can't take this many Pokemon.
Because that's the thing we didn't say. Like they'll kill you.
Yeah.
You
That's
die.
new to
Yeah.
Pokemon. You've never been able to be hurt by Pokemon.
So
You
I
black
mean, the
out.
thing is, you blacked out or
Yeah.
fainted, but that was always implied that I just have to go to the hospital now that all my Pokemon are dead. Was what it meant to me, like as a kid. Like I can't fight anymore. I'm gonna run and go heal all my Pokemon. When
that's
it says
what
I
thought.
fainted,
Is that it was just picking them up and running.
but it sounds like the Pokemon this whole time has been killing you.
See, and they didn't make that clear. But that's because
I mean,
it's
yeah.
rated E.
in real life, Pokemon being real would be fucking
it's
terrifying.
like your dog,
Dangerous.
your dog being killed by a bear, and then you being killed by a bear.
Yeah. I mean, it's like, so I don't know. I just think they like he said, this path is the right one.
Yeah.
And I wouldn't be surprised if this is a branch of the games.
That is
and they,
exactly what
yeah.
they're getting.
and like they do like Sword and Shield,
Yeah.
plus, and they fucking do Pokemon Legends, whatever,
Yeah.
Zapdos or whatever it is.
I think that is the way to go, and I will probably be more likely to buy the Legends games.
Dude, I'll
and
buy
I'm not
them all,
saying
dude.
I don't enjoy the older Pokemon games, but I felt like I was getting like Sword and Shield was where I was like, I'm kind of tired of this. Like, Let's Go felt more new to me, like
You
more
also
new.
hadn't played Pokemon in quite a new
yeah.
Pokemon games.
Right. And I mean, I know Sword and Shield was fun, but to me, it
I
just
liked
felt
it for
that
different reasons,
towards
yeah.
the end, I felt like I'm doing the same thing I always do is grinding, running to the next place, backtracking. This feels more like Breath of the Wild, where like maybe I've walked this way before, but I can go around this and see what's on the other side of this mountain to get to where my destination is, right? Like,
Yeah, it's definitely different exploration.
yeah.
I just say,
Stinky.
as someone that hasn't played it and doesn't really ever plan to, probably, I mean, I think it looks really cool. I've said I'm glad they're trying something new. The stuff that's rough around the edges, I feel like you've said, forgive and forget,
Yeah.
because people were bummed that Sword and Shield didn't do this, basically,
Yeah.
and now they're doing it. And like, if you're gonna complain about some of that stuff, if you think about it, this is really their like third try on developing on like a console Switch. Like they could get away with things being small and contained on a handheld, but now the Switch is big, so they did their first thing with Let's
Yeah.
Go, just trying to see what they could do. They did Sword and Shield, so they experimented a little bit with big areas, and now they're put this
so
out
that's
there.
what's interesting is this says presented by Game Freak. I don't know. Does they all say that?
No, this is
I
a
think it was
new
always
company.
developed by Game Freak and
Game
this
Freak.
Is the first
This is
one.
the only. Or
Game
no,
Freak pretty much was like
no, dude. Brilliant Diamond and Pearl were co-developed, just like
Yeah.
this one.
yeah. So I mean, I don't know. I think Game Freak wants out of the Pokemon business, which makes me a little sad. But
I mean,
that's the only thing
but
they're really known
How
for.
hard is
I
it
don't
to
know.
recreate though?
Well,
You
so
know.
I will also say,
Well, look at
Diamond-
Halo.
Okay, Diamond and Pearl are
Bruh.
remakes, so they don't need to necessarily waste their time on that. Legends is something that is way bigger than they've done, and obviously they can't handle their own shit.
Yeah.
So, like, they've struggled with some other, innovations, we'll call it. So they probably just needed help. It's not like they didn't do anything on it, right?
No, they did. I just think that, right, I think it's outside of the wheelhouse, which I think is why...
Yeah, there's no way they're going to give up the biggest fucking franchise in the world.
I do feel like I
pays
read
their
something
salaries.
that said Game Freak doesn't really want to do much with Pokemon
What else do
anymore.
they do though?
They have a few other,
Yeah, maybe they have
IPs.
Japanese IPs.
but they're not nowhere near as popular as Pokemon. I don't know why you'd give that up. Anyway, all I'm saying is that that's a rumor. Don't take what I said as the truth.
What's this?
Anyway,
I just want to say still that I think it's cool. I'm glad there's something else. I was pretty interested in this outside of all the other Pokemon games being like something that doesn't really catch my attention because they have been the same.
yeah.
I just still feel like there's other games I would rather play, but I've been happy to hear like nobody's saying it's bad. The graphics, there's little things here and there I've been hearing about.
No, the gameplay
There's-
is great. Everything else is forgivable.
There's some stuff I've heard that's like a little bit weird, like the stances. I know people are like, probably could have done without those. They don't really make that much of a difference. It's cool. But
I don't know what that means.
the like Swift or
Oh,
power stance thing.
No, that does do something.
I mean, it does, but I know like the
It
random
uses more PP.
yeah, but the random encounters normally go fast enough anyways where it doesn't really like you could easily use it to
but
like
I got
It's
the
fun.
first.
It's
so
fun to
The
use.
first time I got into the battle where they introduce it, I didn't expect the enemy Pokemon to do a strong attack, and it fucked me up.
Well, that's
so I
what-
was like, okay, well now I'm gonna do one back.
That's what my coworker said is as I asked him about that because that's something I've been hearing is that it seems a little bit like a wrinkle that it's not game changing. It's like okay, it's cool, and he's like, no, just mostly that the other Pokemon will rock you with it is all.
Yeah,
Like it doesn't make that much of a difference for you, but
Yeah.
yeah.
mean,
and
it's-
if you get hit with one, it's nice to at least be like, I can counter with that same shit. Like when I got hit with the fucking strong attack, I went with a quick one because I was like, I know that means I'm gonna get 2 turns now.
Yeah. Which is not, and they show you the turn order.
Yeah,
That's
which
it.
I think that's dope.
but
Dude, I've only put 5 or 6, maybe 7 hours into it. I would go as far to say this is one of the best Pokemon games I've ever played, and like, unless like the game is really short, which I could see, like story wise, it's like a 9 out of 10 for me.
yeah, I feel like it's probably that good, but I think it's interesting, and this isn't a knock because everything does this nowadays, but it's funny that you didn't want to make the Breath of the Wild comparison, and a lot of this other stuff you guys are saying is like, they're just, again, not a bad thing. They're taking things from other games that have worked, and they put it in this, and it's cool, and everyone's like, wow, this is great. What's funny is that it took them this long to do that because there are so many other games that have found ways to make turn-based battles go quickly and not be so annoying. I don't really know any games that do turn-based in the open world like that.
That's the first
It's
time
such
I've
a hybrid,
experienced-
dude.
But it's. I will say that you should at least let us show you. 'Cause
I've
it's
seen
very different.
I've
Okay,
seen it.
never mind.
I just think that part of the reason is because most turn-based RPGs you do not have one character you throw out there to do battle with, where they can line it up and
Yeah.
have them fight. Where other games you have a party, so depending on what you're doing,
And
it's-
most of the time, it's you're not controlling
Yeah.
other you are controlling other party members, and as a party member.
Yeah.
Whereas like Pokemon is,
you just throw it
I
out
am
there and you-
a third party controlling a party.
Yeah.
Does
And
that
I-
make sense?
yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. I mean, I feel like I explained that in the most fucked up way.
I know what you're saying though, but also most turn-based RPGs are not primarily open. I mean, are there any like dungeons or anything in this where you're like going around hallways and shit?
Not that
So
I've
far,
seen.
I mean,
There's like bosses.
yeah, but I've seen some of that, but that's what I'm saying. A lot of RPGs normally like you're going through like corridors and shit. It's not like open world in the same way. So, anyways, we just talked about that for like 30 minutes. I haven't played it. I think it's cool. I'm like I said, I'm more excited that they're doing something different than I am to like even try it.
Yeah.
Just because, Pokemon's huge, and if they start trying new things, or like you said, maybe the next Legends game looks sick.
Yeah, I mean that's where I feel like I think that we don't have any confirmation of it I guess what I want to summarize this with is, I already said it. If this is the direction we're going, I'm on board.
Yeah.
I think that if I got a second one of these games, I'd be super happy.
Look, I've had enough.
I feel like I picked the first 2 topics. I have 3 more, but
Do you guys want to hear about my collection? Do
Yeah.
you want to hear about the sounds? What do you want to hear about?
You pick something, man. Sean, you good?
I'll have a sip more. I probably shouldn't. 'cause
Well,
I'm
I'll just
gonna
go
home.
quickly about the collection. So I'll put it on screen. The last time I think we talked about it, I had like 73 or 74, something like that. Maybe not. Maybe it's more. I have gone on a fucking tirade the past 3 weeks. As it stands, I have 136 collected. That is 46% of the collection. I'm almost at half. I have spent, on average, $12 a game.
I think that's the craziest part to me, is that it's still so low. And I know why, is that you get all of those shitty games in those bundles for a lower price.
It's
which
been
definitely
going up.
brings the higher. I know that, but still, that you're only at $12 a game is crazy to me. Because if you were to complete the collection, all you'd have to do is say $15 a game, and not even like maybe even $20 a game for the complete collection, and, and still make a huge profit.
Well, that's the thing. I think the full collection, like, I've seen them online for like $15K.
What?
Yeah.
Wow.
But that's because, you know, you look at Super Bowling, which is by itself a $600 game.
Yeah, that's fair.
You look at like
WWE.
If they have not for resale copies, those are hundreds each. If they have the sculptors like 63 and a third edition, like that's like a fucking $1,000 game.
No, for sure. I mean, I'm not.
So like, you know, I have a couple like big ticket items now. I got Snowboard Kids 2 for Christmas from Maddie, and I didn't add that in because I didn't pay for it, but I do have the price, and that would have probably marked it up another $1 or $2 per average. That's a $130 game, and so like
you didn't include that.
I didn't include that because I didn't pay for that.
That's fair. Okay, I'll give you
that. That was a gift, but I put the price next to it. The most I've paid for a game. So I have right now.
Banjo?
I have 3 complete inbox copies. One of them was like it was a really good price. It's Jeopardy complete inbox. It was like $20, which I know someday that will be worth a ton more. I think complete right now it's like 30 or 40, but I got it for a great deal. I also have Banjo Tooie, which is near and dear complete inbox.
Yeah.
The box is not in great condition, but it was like $30 or $40 under perceived market value. It was like 90, I think. And then I have Gauntlet Legends, which was $67, which is like 15 or 20 under market value. So, I mean, I'm moving along. Do you guys want to know how much I have spent?
Yeah.
Sure, man.
I mean, you could do
Sure,
the
man.
math if
Yeah,
you wanted to.
Sure, man.
But I have spent $1,660.72.
I mean, dude, I will say I've spent $1,000 on things that I will never touch again.
Yeah.
That are in my lungs. So,
Exactly.
I've spent quite a lot of money on plastic over the last couple of years.
Yeah,
so.
exactly.
Yeah, and you know, I felt like
smoking plastic.
dude, $1,600
putting
like,
plastic in a shelf.
That's not so bad. I'm 4% away from half collected. Right now, I'm definitely slowing down because, like, you know,
It's gonna get more and more
Majora's
expensive.
Mask, that's a $70 loose cart. You know, some weird ones like World Cup '98. Like, you know, like some of these are just like they're expensive, and I'm like, I don't want to play them.
Yeah, I mean that's
the hardest part.
That's
you know?
what I was surprised when you said you were going to try to do it, because I'm like, there's going to be a lot of games in there you don't give a shit about.
But the crazy thing is there are a lot that I want to play that are unfortunately still really expensive.
Oh
Like,
yeah, for sure.
Hydro Thunder, it's like a $50 or $60 loose cart. Like I really want to fucking play that, but I can't find it in good condition for, you know, a reasonable
Cheap,
price.
yeah.
So I don't know. I'm really happy with what's going on. I've got a bunch of protectors, and Yeah, I had 2 sounds from the Halo thing.
Jeez, nuts.
I think he's on TikTok now because people keep
Probably.
using these sounds.
Yeah.
Uh-oh, stinky.
And then
We don't care.
I tweeted that the other day. Tim Robinson, I know we just talked about this, but I put a bunch of sounds. These are my favorite sounds. This is the meme.
Yeah, come on. Whoever did this, just confess. We promise we won't be mad.
That's the we're trying to find who did this.
The hot dog
Yeah.
meme.
You sure about that?
Dude, there's this one where he says,
You
"You
sure
sure
about
about that?" like 4 times, and then he says, "You sure about that? That's why." And then he says it again,
You sure about that? That's why?
and then he's like,
You sure about that's not why?
I'll throw some in, but there's some Logie Dogies.
My son,
My son.
did you clean your rooms?
I find cocaine in your room.
You remember that one from Vine? So I got some fun sounds, but yeah, collection's going good. Got the Christmas pillows,
Oh yeah.
the silica gel pillows. Super dope.
Got the Darkest Dungeon.
I'm gonna try and make this a TikTok, dude. Buy these fucking pillows, dude. They're so dope. Thanks, Santa. No, I got them from Sean. They're really nice.
Yeah.
I'm done.
All right. I guess I got a couple of things I would like to talk about.
I think one of them's on my list.
Is it?
Go no.
Is it
don't look.
Activision?
Just go ahead with what you were gonna say.
Well, first I wanted to ask, and if you haven't seen it, there's not much to say. But did you guys watch the Halo show trailer that came out?
I did.
Why are they not using his voice?
I mean, because they put an actor in there. I don't know, man. It's kind of a bummer since I assume he's never going to take off the armor. But
Master Chief.
it's going to take a minute to get used to for sure. But I thought it
What are
looks
you
pretty
doing
good.
at
And then
McDonald's?
I,
Sir.
fuck up and read stuff on the internet, and people are like, "Why are there like cars that we have now on a different planet?" Like,
I did see
they're
that.
using an AK-47, which has never been seen in like the Halo world. They have
Are you saying it's gonna bomb?
no.
What's
They
this?
have like
I think it'll still be good.
yeah, and they've said they're like this is non-canon, like another like basically AU like alternate type timeline thing. I mean, I'm excited to see how like it looked good. You know,
Yeah.
I was surprised Master Chief and everything like looked good. So I'm excited for that.
Do you think? Are you gonna get Paramount?
See, that's the problem is I don't want to get it.
I don't
want
want to get Paramount, dude.
Yeah, so I don't know. I mean, maybe just to watch the show, but it's probably going to be one of those where if I do it, I'll just get like they probably have a free trial, and I'll just do
You
that
sure
once the
about
show's
that?
out.
I can't do it, dude. I can't do it.
I mean, there's nothing else on there that I'm interested in, but either way, for some shows, it's been fine. I'll pay like a month or whatever just to watch the stuff. I'd rather do that than go and like pirate it when I have the $10 to spend to watch a show, whatever.
Maddie does that. She's like, babe, I'm not gonna get a Showtime subscription. And then literally 20 minutes later, she's like, all right, I paid for the Showtime subscription just so I can watch this show.
Yeah, I mean,
I'm
like I
like,
said, it's just easier
okay.
now. Like it's one of those things where if the service is there, whatever.
Yeah,
I mean,
you can pay $10 to watch the show for the month and cancel it, which
Yeah,
is probably
exactly.
what I'll do for the Halo thing. But
yeah.
I mean, to me, it's like the problem is there's probably subscriptions out there that I get billed for that I don't notice the notification for that
yeah,
I've been
yeah.
paying for the last year.
I mean, I've recently unsubscribed from like a handful of things just because I know I've like
There's services
haven't
now
used
to
this.
figure that out for you. Which
Yeah.
ones you're not fucking
using. But I
How
don't
much did you end up like taking off the bill when you did that?
I mean, it was just some small stuff. There was like a couple Dungeons and Dragons things that I'd been subscribed to, and like
Yeah.
the other month, I was like, I have not been playing for a while, so I just unsubscribed, which was like probably $10 total. The services I use to watch anime, normally if I'm not watching anything, I'll unsubscribe, but I have been watching a lot. But I've done that in the past where it's just like, I know it's probably still on Sean's TV, although it does log you out pretty frequently, like if you don't use it. So maybe it's not anymore, but regardless, I know it's on there, but I know he doesn't use it, so I'm not going to get the like, hey, what's up with the subscription? Like if he just canceled Netflix, I'd be like, what's up? Why can't I get on? So I know I can just do that and it's whatever, but yeah, I mean, it's hard to keep track of that stuff. So, but that's why I purposefully will go and do free trial and then like cancel the resubscribe thing
yeah.
just so
Oh,
you
yeah.
know.
Yeah, I did that with Game Pass, but then I was like, all right, I'm gonna go back and fucking resubscribe. So And honestly, I should probably cancel it right now because I'm not playing.
I
PC
unsubscribed
games.
for a while, but I'm back on now. But
Yeah, I got the N64 Game Pass, and no, I'm just kidding.
the other thing, I guess two things. This has been forever now, and by the time this comes out, it's fucking old news. But yeah, Microsoft bought Activision Blizzard. We've talked about that ourselves, which I just want to say that's crazy. I'm interested to see what happens. If Call of Duty decides to go exclusive one day, that's like pretty big. Really don't care that much about most of their games Activision Blizzard has, honestly. So
I agree.
whatever, and I have a computer, so I don't care. But that combined with all the other stuff they've been buying, combined with the news of literally just today that Bungie is being acquired by Sony, which I guess we could say the words that, like we said earlier, seems like a weird buy.
I don't get it. That is what is on my list was video game studio purchases, and I don't get.
It's
I
so
don't.
bizarre.
$3.6 billion for
what?
Destiny.
Well, so
essentially,
and I feel like
I don't know anyone who plays that game.
I did for
do.
a little bit. I'd never spent
anymore.
$1
Do you
on it.
play it anymore?
I played Destiny 1 so much that I got so mad, and I sold the game and canceled my Xbox subscription that same day. Because I was like, I'm doing the same fucking quest 600 times. Destiny 2, I did feel like was a little less of that, but I never spent $1 on Destiny 2, and I didn't put more than maybe fucking 15, 20 hours into Destiny 2.
I know
fucking shit.
people that
Yes.
do still play it, and it is a game where like you pretty much have to have like a squad to play with, or it's not very fun. Because going into the actual like big missions and raids and stuff with random people, I can imagine is not a good time. But I mean, it's so yeah, they're basically paying for Destiny. I know they have another IP in the works, maybe more than one that they are going through. The one thing I'll say that you guys probably realize, but some of the stuff on the internet has been like, oh, that's a weird response to buying Activision Blizzard. And it's like, they didn't just decide to buy them last week. That's not how this works, right? So it's an odd timing, but you have to think, what were they thinking months ago before they knew Microsoft was buying Activision Blizzard?
It could have been in the works, for sure.
It has to. There's no way they just decided to do this in the last couple of weeks.
No, for sure. I mean, I think Sony had been planning that because I mean, it wasn't that intentions are to buy Bungie. It was that it's done.
Yeah, well, yeah, and the other thing as well is that did you guys read like the actual articles and stuff they've been saying about it? Because
No.
they're buying.
No.
I didn't.
They're buying Bungie, but they're under Sony, but they're leaving them as an independent studio and allowing them to. If basically what the wording is that like if they want to independently publish and put it on whatever they want, they don't care, and they're leaving it as like a multi-platform studio just owned by
That's
Sony.
nice.
But the thing is, well, clearly they're not going to pull, like, again, we said, what's their one game, Destiny? They're not going to just pull it off of.
I think they're gonna make a Bungie Sony exclusive.
So they probably will. I don't know if that's the new IP they're working on, but the other thing that reads is that, well, if they want to, maybe this leaves them open to say, well, we probably won't, if it's another game like Destiny or anything, they could say, well, we're leaving them as independent. That's why they're putting it on PC and PlayStation. Maybe they don't put it on Xbox so that it's no longer I mean, they still get sales in the user base of the PC, and they're saying it's multi-platform.
But so they did that with. They already did that with Horizon Zero Dawn.
Yeah, but that was way later.
Yeah,
and
but what I'm
that's-
saying though is I think maybe that is what Sony continues to do if that game played out in their favor. Because like I bought it on PC, or
Yeah,
you gave
Yeah, I got it for you.
got it for me on PC.
I mean, they did that. They just did God of War, which is like
exactly.
their biggest one.
I think that's probably what they're trying to play at is well, okay, then I'm gonna take from your user base that's not the console, which I think is kind of a cool idea. I mean, how else are you gonna stick it to I don't think that Microsoft can be fucked with like that. Microsoft, Apple, and Google, I feel like right now are like everyone knows that the biggest organizations in the fucking world. And Sony is a small fry compared in the space of
Like
talking about the
greater
entire
market.
organization and their market share.
Yeah.
Because Sony is nowhere near like mobile phones or anything like that. So
but that's what is like. If Sony wanted to, they could not have even bought Activision Blizzard, right? So
Yeah.
yeah, I mean, they can't really compete in the same way, but maybe they're buying small studios or they make deals with other studios. But I do think that things are changing, and they probably see we do get some success on PC. And I don't know, I feel like it would kind of suck, like God of War and Horizon, and there was another game, zombie game, I forget about what it's called, 'cause I didn't play it, but
What, Back for Blood?
no, it was a Sony. Originally, it was an exclusive, like Days Gone. I think
DayZ?
Days Gone. I think.
I think you're right.
The one with the motorcycle?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So they put some out there, and like maybe they did well, but they came out. I think Days Gone wasn't that far after, but Horizon and God of War were like years later.
What's this?
And you could look at that as well.
this?
It's milked, and anybody that was
this?
going to buy a console to play that game already did. So let's put it on PC. But it'd be cool if they did it, even if it was a year later or something.
Yeah.
Like some of these games, I feel like they don't want to do it with their biggest games, so they still want you to buy the box. But I mean, I know more and more people buying PCs, and I don't know if that's like getting older and people just having more money to buy stuff they want. Where when you're a kid, it's easier for your parents to buy the 500 or less, console instead of get you a gaming PC. But all I'm saying is that like I know more people that would rather get games on computer, and if it's multi-platform, they're not getting it on the PlayStation. That's what I'm doing. I mean, I might get something on the Switch, but now if I get the Steam Deck, if it's on PC, I'd probably just get it on
I want
PC
the
so
Steam
I
Deck
can.
so bad.
I mean, I'm not getting mine for a while, but yeah, it's.
I know. I want to talk about the numbers really quickly because Sony just paid 3.6 for Bungie. It's
Dude,
when I heard
the Blizzard-
3.6, it's crazy because Disney bought Lucasfilms for 4.
Yeah.
Video games
So,
are huge.
I
dude.
know, man. It's just like there's so much.
That's
But
fucking
the thing
they bought Star Wars.
you have to think about. But you have to think about. I think the reason why is that Star Wars as a franchise doesn't have the same microtransactions as Destiny
Of
or a
course,
huge
of course.
game like
And that was-
fucking World of
That
Warcraft.
was a decade ago. So money has changed.
Yeah.
But the crazier thing about it, because I was like, okay, they paid almost $4 billion for Bungie. I was like, what is Sony's net worth? Sony's net worth is roughly $67 billion. Microsoft just paid for
Well, yeah, they could've
Activision
bought
when
Sony.
they could have literally just bought
Well,
Sony.
I mean,
Bought Sony
theoretically,
out.
they have the
Yeah.
money to do it.
And
I
now
don't think they would
that
just.
that is assuming Sony even would let that happen, which the board of directors would be like, fuck that.
And probably the FTC would say fuck that, but
And that's perceived value. They could be like, if you're going to
Yeah, for
buy us,
sure.
it's going to be $100 billion. But like, what is Microsoft's net worth? Is it a couple trillion now?
Oh, dude.
Or is it a couple hundred billion?
I think so. I think Apple is still the only company that's
Okay, so it's
reached
what?
$1 trillion.
maybe 500 billion or something.
Microsoft net worth.
Because yeah, Sony's net worth is
Well,
essentially
I'm sorry. As of January 2022, they are worth $2.299 trillion.
Yeah.
Apple was the first $1 trillion
but
company.
they're not anymore.
No, they were the first.
They're the first to do it.
Yes. Which, who needs that much money?
well,
Dude, Jeff does.
didn't Microsoft buy
Jeffrey Bezos.
No.
ZeniMax was like $7 billion? Was that?
Yeah. It was
I
up
just
there.
remember
That's
thinking
more than Star Wars.
Yeah.
well, well that, but also when you think about it,
Go ahead.
when you look at these sales, there's things like when you look at NASA's budget, which is like 20 billion or something like that. I'm like, NASA gets like they bought it for a third of like NASA's budget.
Yeah.
Like when you think about that type of shit, I'm like, what the fuck, dude? I mean, Microsoft's out here just dropping bills. They bought fucking Activision Blizzard for like 3 almost, more than that times what
Yeah.
NASA's budget is. And we're just out here like not trying to go explore space because people are like, dude, video
I'd rather
games.
play video games.
I know that's not how it works, but it's just funny to look at money and see where things like go. That's what you're saying. That
Yeah, dude, it's just like, why even waste the time buying these top games when you could literally buy out your fucking competitor?
they wouldn't be able to. They have the
They
money.
have
but
the
it's
money,
not
though.
Yeah, but it's not like you can just go in and be like, you can't say no. They wouldn't do it. Sony wouldn't sell. I don't think the FTC
Well,
would want them to do that.
If they're both publicly traded companies, they could buy a majority share.
stake. Yeah, for sure. But it's
Which would be like, dude, then Phil Spencer would actually be the CEO of video game. Dude, if Microsoft owned the PS5 and the fucking Xbox, dude, it's just like, oh, fuck, dude, that would be so bizarre.
I mean, they have the money, but I don't know. I think it's interesting. I'm a little bit worried about
it's such
this.
a flex to be like, oh, that's how much your company is? Oh, we just bought 5 games for the amount your whole company is.
I mean,
we don't make TVs, or maybe we do, but we don't make the fucking stupid shit you make.
Well, dude, you know how they make all their fucking money though is organizations like mine where they're
Teams.
For one we have 290 licenses for Power BI, $8 license. It's like $3,000 a month we're paying Microsoft a month for one license type, which allows you to view reports.
Dude, it's unbelievable.
Yeah, I mean, they also got Game Pass, dude, which has like a bajillion subscribers.
Dude, they also have computers.
There's a fucking
I know. I mean, they have a lot of stuff that you don't think about.
And that's what I'm saying. Like Microsoft, it's very hard to like compete. I think they are unstoppable right now, and it sucks because you can just drop $67 billion on World of Warcraft. Or whatever the fucking...
Guys, I feel like you're really I know it's for the point, but you're really downplaying the shit they got. Call of Duty is literally like the biggest fucking...
I know that.
I get that.
It's
World of
just
Warcraft
crazy
is
to
still
me
probably
that
the biggest.
it's just crazy to me that Destiny is huge, and that's $7 billion. World of Warcraft...
3.6.
What? Okay, 3.6. Let's just say it's $7 billion. They still paid $70 billion for World of Warcraft and Call of Duty. Like, that's...
And Overwatch and Diablo and StarCraft and like every other fucking...
Right. So let's just say there's 10. They paid $7 billion for each one. That's crazy to me. I want $1 billion. I'd like
I mean, it's crazy.
Dude, I think Call of Duty is probably half of that purchase.
Yeah.
I mean, dude,
Call of
Duty,
I would say WoW and Call of Duty is like what they bought. And Overwatch is huge too, but...
I mean, I don't even know. Like, I can barely name any other games Activision even makes besides Call of Duty.
Barbie...
Beside the Blizzard...
When we went to,
this
is fucking, dude. Barbie, what was it?
It's like Barbie style or something.
Yeah, dude. Fucking a game that is the requirements for 512 megabytes of RAM, Windows XP, or Vista for $20 at Target. On
literally
PC, CD, DVD, ROM. PC.
I think it's been
DVD,
out of
ROM.
print for 12 years.
Yeah, I don't know why they still have stuff like that.
I'll put the picture up.
But choose to like I know sometimes they just trash or get rid of stuff because there's like shelf space, right? No idea why they have that except for games don't fucking get put in stores anymore for computers. So that's probably like one of the last fucking PC games they bought and they just still have it.
Well, dude, the crazy thing is on those same shelves, I was talking to him while we found it. I was like, there was 3 copies of it. I was like, what the fuck is this doing here? Because it was like you remember the old PC thin cases? Like maybe 6 months ago or a little more, I saw a sealed Pokemon Ultra Sun for like $20, and that's like $50-$60 game sealed. Like, and I was like, how the fuck did this make it onto the floor? It was the only one, and it was like actually like it had the tag, like it was true. It was just like, I have to assume that some of their buys or like whatever it is, like they find them at the bottom of a box that's been like stored away in the back somewhere, and they're like, all right, throw it on the floor. Like we've got the, the UPC code. Like it's just bizarre because it's like 12 years old or no, 14 years old. Sorry.
I don't know anyone that's like bought a game not through like the internet for PC in probably like 12 years. So
how is that going to move? Like, how will anyone ever
probably
buy that?
won't, but I mean, what else do they... I don't know. I mean, they'll probably just trash it one day, but I don't know. I mean, I think it's funny, but even, like, I know years ago, I wanted to buy the, like, PlayStation TV, the, like, basically box for... It's a Vita, PlayStation Vita, but plug it in the TV, use a PS3 controller for it. Because if you get them in stores, they're really cheap, and they come with, like, controller thing.
Didn't you find one?
Yeah, so I was like interested, but when you go on eBay, they're like $50 to $100 depending on what comes with it and all this stuff. And I go and I'm looking, and Walmart has one in stock for like $20 or some shit.
Dude,
and
I was like,
this?
This was like
years
when he was
ago
living with me, because I remember you got home
when I was
and
interning.
Yeah, you were like, I got it, and
Was it sealed?
Yeah, I literally walked
got it
in there
brand new.
and I went in and I was like, "Hey, I want to get it." It was in the case, right? Still like the glass. You know, I get the key.
Yeah.
He opens it and he's like, "Dude, this has been here for so long. Like, I just didn't think anyone was ever gonna buy it." And I'm like, "Yeah, dude, I'm trying to get that."
How
So
did you find? How did you know it was there?
I was looking on because I basically when I'm looking online, people are like, "It's absurd trying to buy one." On eBay and stuff. Because they're cool, but like the prices I was seeing, I may as well have just bought a Vita, and I didn't want to spend the money. I ended up getting one later, as you know. But and someone online was like, "Dude, check. Sometimes you can still find them in store at Walmart. You can't like get them online through Walmart."
So at our Walmart,
Yeah.
you
Here.
just like went out on a limb and went there.
I looked online and it
Oh,
said
okay.
it was
there
on
was
the
one
shelf.
in stock.
Dude, that is fucking crazy.
Yeah, it was really funny, and I mean it's cool, and I messed with that a bunch in college, and they're pretty sweet. But stuff like that does happen where I mean it had been out of print for years and hadn't really been, obviously no one was fucking buying it. But
Well, I
Dude,
mean, that's
that
what
new-
happened with the fucking. Even
new
I think
old
that was
stock.
at Walmart too. Was the Animal Crossing Wii U the
Amiibo Festival.
Amiibo Festival copy, which came with 2 Amiibo that you could only get by buying the game. And
So I
Steve
just-
bought it for like $4.
Yeah,
$4 for a fucking Wii U game and 2 Amiibo. And
and
that
they're probably worth
same
like,
day.
I got it
way
just-
more than
well,
that online.
Yeah,
Well,
probably a sealed copy of that if someone really wanted it is worth more.
Well,
But that game sucks ass, so no one wants it.
Yeah, but Alina was really into Animal Crossing. It was Christmas coming up. I'm like, dude, just get rid of the game, take the amiibo out, and like, for Christmas or whatever, put them somewhere. And Sean's like, this game might be cool. I'll go buy a Wii U.
I bought a Wii U and that game sucks. I've never
Yeah.
ever played another game on that Wii U. I spent $140 to get drunk on rum and play the game with Steve and Danielle to tell myself this game isn't that bad to try and justify spending $140 on a Wii U.
We told him not to do it, but
You got the amiibos though.
Yeah, I did get the amiibo. I got 2 more things. If you want me to go real quick.
Yeah,
you guys
I
got something else
So
that's-
I have to help my sister on a Zoom call at 8:30.
Okay.
So
These should be quick. The first one, Mason and Maddie got me
oh yeah, Dude, my ass.
20 physical copies of Pokemon ROM hacks. I have a photo that I'll send to Mason to show on the screen.
I didn't do fucking shit.
So far, I've not tested every single one. Only one of them so far seems to be corrupted.
Dude, that
where
hurts me, dude.
where every time I put it in and taken it out, at some point during the boot animation, like the loading menu, does it get corrupted and start making really crunchy sounds?
it's not Moemon, is it?
No, it's not that one.
All right, cool.
It was the it was one with like a kind of a gory text, and apparently it's like supposed to be a scarier Pokemon game with like murder and stuff.
Hell yeah,
Sick, dude.
dude.
Maybe the corruption's part of the gameplay.
Well, that's what I thought, and so I left it on for like 10 minutes, and it never it gets to a point where it's so fucked up it just like freezes and can't do anything until I restart it. And every time I turn it on, it's a different spot. But I did. And the one game that I was like the most excited about, because I hadn't heard about any other ones except for this one, was Pokemon My Ass version, which is just basically a very offensive. I mean, I wouldn't even know. So far, I don't know that I'd say that it's offensive, but they did
crude.
put it's crude. Yeah, that's the word.
not safe for kids edition.
And so, like in the boot, like while you're setting up your character, it's like, hey, what's your name, and are you a girl or a boy? And then right after that, it's like,
Stinky.
just letting you know that the game only works if you choose boy. And I was like, what the fuck?
Dude, it's so funny that they couldn't have just fixed that where you
Well, no,
can't choose.
no, I think
So-
that's on purpose.
I chose
Oh,
girl,
You think so?
and it works fine so far.
Oh,
I think they just put it in there to like just fuck with you.
Oh,
Like,
okay.
and so like
Okay.
you walk out of the house, and everything in the house is normal, but you walk out of the house and you go to this fucking first sign that's there, and it's like fuck you, and then you and you go and talk to this kid who's standing right next to it. He's like fuck you, guy. And then when you get to what's the fucking other city outside of Palatown where you go first?
Brock's lair.
Wherever the first city is, you go and you go to the mart where you have to bring the package back to Professor Oak,
Oh yeah.
And you go and get the package, and he's like, "Hey, bring this back to Professor Oak." And you go to Professor Oak. He's like, "Oh, sweet, the porn I've been waiting on." And then he's like, "Anyway, choose, whatever."
Yeah.
So is it just the same game, but like
It's all of the text has changed. Like there's one part where you walk up to some kid who's just a regular NPC who doesn't do anything, and he's like, "La la 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 la," and it's like, "Do you want to punch him in the face?" And you hit yes, and he's like, "Fuck you, bitch! Why'd you hit me?" Like. All of the text has changed. Apparently, some of the sprites are changed. Like Brock, I think, is supposedly wearing like a leather bikini when you go to fight him.
hell yeah.
So I think I like that game makes me want to talk to every NPC just to figure out what all the text is that is in that game.
Dude, my ass.
Sounds
version.
cool.
So I do want to try a couple others. I was a little sad that one didn't work, but having a physical copy is cool, and I'll just download the ROM.
Yeah. Dude, you should open up one of those, see what's inside.
I
Because
feel
I'm
like
curious.
they're reprogrammed cartridges, like of the fucking like.
I just wonder if they're like, are they like those carts that you get of like 500 games in one, where they're just like they're boards, but they have those
Well,
like black splotches on them, so you can't fuck with it.
So the thing that I think is kind of interesting, and I don't know that that's the case, and maybe I will open one up, is that it seems like the flash memory or whatever it is that's storing the game is a little bit slower than regular GBA games, because I thought the Pokemon My Ass version game froze when I saved, because the audio was playing and then it was like saving, do not power off, and the audio was playing and then it stopped, and then it was like 3 seconds, and it's a solid 3 seconds every time I save the game that it just freezes and then comes back to normal. So I think the flash storage is just like way slower, and that's probably why either that one cartridge has been overwritten so many times, or the flash storage is corrupted because he's buying them from China for like $3 a pop.
So that's the one thing that's really cool, is that they look incredible.
Legit. They look insanely real.
Like I've definitely I know we've all seen repro like Pokemon carts. They're like a problem, but like, dude, these look like it's not just like
It's the
stickers
art,
are
the sticker
nice,
art,
and
yeah.
like it's bizarre.
The one thing I'll say, I didn't really mess with Sean's, but you also got me a Fire Emblem ROM
Yes.
hack.
Have you put that in?
I did put it in, and I turned it on, and I loaded it up, but I didn't play much.
Okay.
But I checked it out to make sure, and like got in, and was like, I mean, that's a whole like different game somebody made just using the same engine. I don't know how it works. I remember Dylan and some other people I knew like have messed with that a little bit, where Fire Emblem somebody's made like some kind of editor where you can just open it up, you can design maps and character sprites and just put them in, and you can make, basically a whole game. So that's what this is. The back, like I could pull apart the plastic, like the two, it's basically, it's like screwed in. So the one plastic, like there's one screw holding it, and I could pull it. I didn't mess with it, obviously, but I noticed, I was like, oh, that's weird. This seems, so I'm sure some of them, it's like they buy the cases. It could be reprogrammed, but
I think they're more than likely just duplicate boards.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. I don't think
$3
anyone's buying
from
shitty
50
games
cents from
and-
fucking China.
Yeah, it was probably easier to do that than to get shitty games and reprogram them.
Because I mean, they sell like cartridges or it's not cartridges,
Like
cartridge
writable?
slot readers that you can plug in through USB to write to
Yeah,
and overwrite any game if you wanted to do that.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, dude, the crazy thing is about these games, like, I don't remember the first time I saw it, but I think I just typed in like ROM hack GBA something on like Google, and I found these Etsy pages. If you guys ever go look, like if you type in like ROM hack on Etsy or eBay, dude, there's some wild fucking physical ROM hacks. Dude, there's this guy on Etsy who does like super fucking weird ones where it's like there's one called like Smash Remix, which is a ROM. These are N64 carts. There's a 007 that is based off of Rick Astley. So it's like a Rick Roll 007 cart.
oh my god,
And like you're Rick Astley, and I think like his music plays. Dude, there's some wild shit on
Yeah,
I
like
believe
in
it.
the
Dude,
ROM
so-
hack like physical market.
Steve I know has Vinny Vinesauce.
I mean,
half of his
The Mario
half of his
corruptions.
half of his videos are corruptions, where he finds people who make mods for games which corrupt the game. So when he's playing it, random fucking wacky shit
like
happens.
the Tim Allen Super Mario 64.
yeah,
Yeah.
exactly like that. And
The one that's all
What's
Vinny.
this?
yeah, dude, it is me, Vinny.
It is me, Vinny.
It is me, Vinny. Yeah, I mean, so I thought that was a really cool gift. Really cool gift idea. If you know anyone who's out there who enjoys Pokemon, I think that's a really cool gift idea.
My ass version.
Pokemon My Ass version or any physical ROM hack. Really cool idea. Honestly, has inspired me now to buy a broken Game Boy and try and upgrade it. So actually, let me go check to see if I won that $66 Game Boy.
Yeah, I told Danielle, I was like, tell him to like charge his SP.
What's this?
That's what she said. She said, what's this?
What's this?
I said, it's a Game Boy.
Hey, I like it. Picasso.
So
Last thing.
that my last thing is really quick. Danielle bought me
What's this?
for Christmas GameSir
Yeah, dude, this
X2,
is so
and I wanted to show it last time we were going to do a podcast last week and we didn't. This is a USB-C. They make a Bluetooth version as well, but I wanted the USB-C one because it would connect directly to my phone. But there's a little
Hey, I like
connector
it.
here
Picasso.
that you can
Yeah, dude.
put your phone into,
Show that sheet.
and then wrap this around, and like now it's a little switch.
Nuts.
And it uses X input, so any game that has native Xbox controller support will work. It also has the ability for you to map physical buttons to on-screen controls, which I think is a problem for a lot of games. They don't support physical controls, and I like physical controls.
Dude, put it up to your mic. I want to hear those clicks.
So yeah,
dude.
and they're
It's so clicky, fam. It's like a mouse.
yeah. I mean, they're definitely mechanical switches in there.
You know, like a little squeaky little mouse, like a mice. Like mice.
Like a rat boy.
What's this?
Yeah, I mean, it's really
Hey, I
comfortable.
like it.
Honestly, I
Picasso.
thought it was gonna be really. It looks really small. I mean, like this is one hand, but when you stretch it out and you are holding it, it feels a lot more comfortable.
It's so wide.
Yeah, I mean, I think it depends on the size of your phone,
phone's
right?
fucking massive.
My phone, I have a
Hey, I
Pixel
like
6
it.
Pro. I
Picasso.
would borderline say that's as big as a phone you can get into this device. Like, you can see I'm basically at
You're at full tilt.
full stretch. I mean, I have basically maybe half an inch. Would you say there? I can't even see if I can show you that.
Really?
Yeah, I mean, I think that's about as big as you're gonna
sure
get.
about that?
Anyway, really cool device. Doesn't have its own internal battery, which I appreciate because it's USB-C. So I don't have to charge this. I think the Bluetooth version you would have to charge, but
No.
if you're at any interested in mobile gaming at all, like I was playing Call of Duty, the mobile version, just to see if it would work. And I mean, it natively supports this controller, and it worked really well. Minecraft, every emulator has the ability for you to map a physical controller, so that works too.
Yeah.
So just a little mini review there for you guys. If you got an Android phone with a USB-C port, I would highly recommend it if
about
you play any
that?
mobile games.
Do what you want.
That's all I got, boys.
All right. Episode 93.
Good.
We're
Holy
back.
shit.
Got a fat sode for
That
you,
was
boys.
120 minute,
120 minutes.
120
That's 2
minutes.
hours.
It's 2
80
hours.
minutes.
80 minutes.
Maybe we'll be back next week. We might be playing games or something.
I do
but
have some ideas for games we could play, but
I do
talk
think
about
we
that
should try and
offline.
alternate this year.
I mean, we can talk about this more in depth the next time we sit down, but I would like, if not every, like 3 weeks, every 4 weeks, we
Once
do
a
it.
month.
You know?
Once a
Where
month.
it's like 2 episodes games, 3 episodes games, something like that. Where it's like, you know, we get a little recycling, you know?
Yeah. No,
Yeah.
I think that's a good
talk
idea.
business.
I'm not worried about it.
All right. Thanks.
All right, one more thing. He hasn't made it this far, I'm sure, but shout outs to Will for telling me you
yeah.
still listen to our podcast, and he was
Dude,
talking
thanks,
us up when I
dude.
saw him, so you're the man. Hope this made your car ride a little more entertaining.
Okay, you're done.
Appreciate you.
Deuces.
All right. Bye.
Debuff is hosted by me, Steve Skeels, edited and mixed by Mason Carlton. Follow us on Instagram at DebuffPod. That's Debuff, Pod. Thanks for listening. I'll see you in the next one.